Hey guys, welcome back to Redbanditracing. Welcome back to the channel. First off, please make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you like our videos if you like them. It really helps out the channel and it helps us to make more videos. And I hope I'm sounding a lot clearer now. We did finally upgrade our mics. I don't know why it took us so long, but I got tired of editing the audio, and some of the videos that we did, I think the audio is too quiet, some is too loud. So I hope this sounds a lot better, and our future videos will sound hopefully a lot better and more clear. So let's get right into this. So we took this to the RC Clash 9. We just finished filming that, and I broke another pinion. So I think I found the issue, and it took a little bit, and hopefully the part store was open while we were down at the track, and we had Crash run down and grab us the parts real quick so we can replace them so we can continue the clash. What happened was I broke the Robinson Racing pinion. It was after the first race, and it just sheared those teeth right off. Now, as you probably saw in one of our last videos, we did put the hot racing motor mount washers in to help keep the motor from moving. I didn't like the lash on it, but it still had some play. I just don't think it had enough play in it, so I think it was too tight. And we did find out what the other issue was, and that was the hot racing spur gear. This is a hardened steel. None of the teeth are chipped, but I don't like the way the teeth look, if you can see that. And it's probably hard to see, but there is some indentation and marks on the outside. Now, this isn't bent or anything like that, but I think this was causing somewhat of a problem. So what I had Crash do was run down and get me the Traxxas hardened spur gear and a hardened pinion. And I put those in and checked the lash, and I took those hot racing washers right out because that was not helping. I don't know why they weren't working. They are the right part, but for some reason I don't like the lash on it. But anyways, I put that back in, and everything got so quiet. It was smooth and quiet, and everything worked great. And while I was in there replacing that spur gear, I took some of the 20 million weight out because I think there was too much in it. So what I did was I took some out and I actually filled it with 1 million weight to kind of thin it out a little bit. And that caused a little bit of ballooning when doing wheelies, but I think it helped a lot in the drivetrain because it was putting less stress on it. And maybe that was a problem. Maybe I put too much 20 million weight in it. I know you're supposed to like pack them full if you're trying to lock up that diff, but I think it was putting a lot of stress on the drivetrain. But as far as the front and rear machine spiral cut gears that we put in, those are great. Actually, the whole car felt and sounded a lot quieter. I mean, this is a lot quieter than what it was. So on the bottom, I did go ahead and keep the brace on. I kind of like this because I think it absorbs some of the impact and it keeps the chassis from getting scraped up. So I'd rather disc get banged up and damaged than the chassis. But as far as the play goes, I mean, you probably hear it. I mean, it's got nice play. That's really nice. So what I did was I put some more Loctite on the motor mount screws and ran everything down, make sure everything was nice and tight, and everything went well. So, and as far as everything else goes, the chassis bag, that helped out a lot. I mean, I had this on here, and when I took it off, granted, everything was really dusty. It's not going to stop everything from coming in, but there were no rocks in this, and there was a lot of rocks out there. So this did great. So if you guys haven't tried one of these, I highly recommend a chassis bag. You can get this at Hot Racing. They make it actually for the Sledge. This is probably one product from Hot Racing I will continue to use. I don't know what it is about the pinion and their spur gear, but you guys let me know. Have you guys tried the Hot Racing and had any issues with it? Because this have had to done something. I don't know if it was because of the way the teeth are and it was causing a little bit of stress on the pinion. I don't know. But when I put that stock pinion and the hardened Traxxas pinion and spur gear in, not only did it get quieter, but I ran this car hard. I told everyone I wasn't going to run it hard, and the second I hit that first jump, I just went for it. And we even met some people that actually showed up to the track, and we raced them for a little bit. So I ran this thing through a whole battery pack as hard as I could and didn't have a problem. I mean, I didn't even have the right motor mount screws in it because I was using the Hot Racing and I took that out. So I just found some screws that I had laying around so I could actually compete in the event. And these worked out just fine. So what I did was when I got home, I went ahead and soaked the screws in a little bit of alcohol because that helps get rid of some of the Loctite. And then I put a little bit of Loctite back on them and ran the original screws back in and make sure everything was nice and tight. As far as the handling went, I'm gonna go a little bit heavier on the shocks. I think I have 60, 70. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do 90, 100. I like the way the suspension is, and it feels like I can go a lot heavier and get a little bit more out of it. So that's probably what I'm gonna do. As far as the tires go, they held up pretty well. The only thing I don't like about the sledgehammers, I've noticed when it gets really hot outside and you've been running for a while, these get really pliable when you're going around the track and you skate a little bit more. You would think you would grip a little bit more, but I was actually losing a lot of grip. So what I might end up doing with this down the road is get some of those Arrma backflips, maybe even the Proline Badlands, but I think the backflips are actually rated better. So I might put those on. If I miss anything, guys, let me know. Let me know if you guys have had that problem before. Anything that you guys fixed. I can't find anything wrong. I even checked the drive cups. There's no play in the front or rear diff. All the axles seem fine. Nothing else went wrong. I mean, this thing is supposed to be X-Max tough. That's how they labeled it. And I just feel like it hasn't been X-Max tough. I've been working on it so much, trying to figure out why this is happening. And I think it was just something really small, like a damaged spur gear that was causing the whole thing. So granted, there's a waste of about $40, but what have I gone through? 3 of these and 5 pinions to find out the problem? I mean, the chassis didn't help. When I hit that brick wall and bent the chassis, I think that just ricocheted down the line and it just caused a whole lot of problems. Body's still holding up nice. Got a good little cuts in the front. Otherwise, it's still looking good. The Gorilla Tape is actually holding up really well. But I think the next body I get, I am gonna shoe glue it. I want this thing nice and tough. Yeah, if you guys have any tips or tricks you guys want me to try, or maybe something I haven't mentioned, or, you know, let us know what kind of problems you guys are having with your sledge, or what's worked and what hasn't. I'm not gonna put a whole bunch of aluminum anodized parts on this because I don't like putting all aluminum on the cars. I feel like that can cause more issues. I like keeping things stock because plastic rebounds when you crash. Aluminum doesn't. And I've seen also when people put aluminum hubs and the bearings get seized in there because they get hot and then they get hard to replace, I think it just causes a lot of problems. So for something like this, I mean, that's why the X-Max is made all out of plastic. I mean, the only thing I would keep steel is the drive shafts. I think everything else is fine the way it is. I might replace the wing bracket because as you see, the wing is starting to face up again. And I hate that. This thing should be down, what, about there? So I might replace that. I wish this was a little bit stronger, maybe a harder plastic, because I hate when these things bend and they start to fold up. But the wheelie bar, how many times have I hit this wheelie bar? And that wheelie bar is still going. This doesn't change my opinion about the sledge. We still haven't had long enough to give a full review on it, but we're gonna keep running it and keep testing it, find out what breaks. See if it has any more weak points, what the real strong points are. And once we get to that 1 year, we'll give it a really nice review. Maybe we'll even give it a really good send off on our 1 year. Maybe put the high-speed gears in it. You guys want to see that? Put the high-speed gears in it, get this thing going 70 miles an hour off a jump. I'll do it. I tell you what, we'll leave a community post, and if we get a certain amount of subscribers by 1 year, we'll put the high-speed gears in this thing and try and get this thing at 70 miles an hour and jump it off a ramp. We'll see how high and far we can get this thing. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one.